Hi, I'm Ken.
And I'm Barbara.
And we are West Coast Cruisers.
We love cruising. It's our favorite thing to do. We're West Coast Cruisers. We're here to share the fun with you.
Today we're going to talk about the COVID protocols on the ships from our own experience and from what we have gleaned from the websites. So the first one we'll talk about is the Ovation of the Seas. This is the ship we took in September to Alaska, and it was our first cruise after the shutdown of the cruise lines. So when we were boarding, we had to wait in line, obviously, and before you even get into the building, somebody checks to make sure that you have a valid vaccination card and also that you have evidence of a negative COVID test within 2 days of sailing.
Needless to say, everybody had to be masked while in line. Before you go on the ship, you're issued a purple wristband to wear, and this is your vaccination passport, fully vaxxed passport into venues of the ship that are only available for vaccinated people. And you wear it the entire time you are on the ship. As far as masking goes, while you are on the ship, you have to be masked almost everywhere indoors. There are certain venues that allow you to not be masked, indoor venues. There are very few of them. The casino is one. And non-vax persons, people who do not have the purple wristband, are not allowed in those areas. All of the staff are masked all of the time except for the performers when they are on stage.
So the vaccination-only venues, that includes most of the bars, including the karaoke bar, and the downstairs part of the large theater. If you are vaccinated, you can sit downstairs. If you're not vaccinated, you have to sit in the balcony.
As far as the buffet goes, hand washing very closely enforced. You are served by the staff. No more self-serve buffet, which I'm glad about because it's much more sanitary to just have the staff serving you. About half of the tables are blocked off. It seemed like more than half to me because many times, even though we were sailing at a greatly reduced capacity, I found myself looking for a table. So many of them were blocked off and had a card on them saying that they were unavailable. Once you find a table and you are done with your meal and get up, the staff quickly wipes it down and sanitizes it before the next use.
We were sailing with about half the normal number of passengers. I believe the Ovation holds about 4,000, and there were about 2,000. And this was kind of nice because it meant that any place you wanted to go on the ship, there weren't going to be crowds, except maybe in the buffet. It was easy to find things. You had plenty of time to get an elevator. There were no long lines at the elevators. They did have a protocol that they did not allow more than, I think, 4 people in an elevator unless you were all part of the same party. And people were pretty good about that. So that was kind of nice. The other thing was that the hand sanitizer dispensers that we're used to seeing on cruises, where they usually have them at the food venues, the buffet, the dining rooms, and the entrance to the theater and places like that, they were everywhere. They probably had 20 of them just inside the buffet. Every single station had its own hand sanitizer dispenser. So the next piece of information we have actually comes from the Princess Cruises website. We'll be going on the Majestic Princess next week to Mexico, and when we come back, of course, we'll have an update and more information. But we did look at the website to make sure that we knew all the protocols and we had everything we needed. So again, proof of vaccination before you get on, negative test within 2 days, masked pretty much everywhere except in your cabin, on your balcony, while eating and drinking, most of the outdoor areas, in the pool. And there, obviously, for some spa treatments, you can't be wearing a mask. It's very hard to do a facial if you're wearing a mask.
One of the things we learned from the Princess website is that some of the traditional activities on Princess are not going to be available due to COVID protocols. These include the Princess Choir, which Barb and I both used to participate in, karaoke, which was one of Barb's favorites, dancing, the Champagne Fountain, and the Voice of the Ocean show All of those have been eliminated for the time being.
We also have some information about the Carnival Panorama, which we sailed on in March of 2020, just before the lockdown. We were actually the second to the last cruise on the Panorama before it shut down. So there wasn't a whole lot. There were no masks or anything because nobody knew what was going on really yet. But they did have the servers serving you at the buffet, so there was no self-service at the buffet. And there was lots of hand washing. They were very careful about that and make sure that you washed your hands or used the hand sanitizer or both. And they had those cool hand washing stations where you put your hands in and 14 seconds later you're all clean and dry, so that was pretty nice.
The last day of the cruise, the morning that we were to disembark, an announcement came over the loudspeaker that one of the passengers had taken ill and was being taken to a nearby hospital. Now, they emphasized on the announcement that this passenger did not have COVID. I don't know how they knew that, but they did say that. However, the customs had insisted that they be moved to a hospital, evaluated there, and until we got the all clear from the hospital, nobody was allowed to disembark the ship. They anticipated that it would be several hours delay and then we would disembark. Well, around noon, 1 o'clock, another announcement came on that they had not yet received word from the hospital, but they were reopening the buffet and dining venues, and we could go get something to eat. They were going to reopen our staterooms so that we could relax in our staterooms if we so chose until we got the all clear message. Waited more hours, around 5 o'clock or so, another announcement came on, and I'm not sure I'm remembering this accurately, but either they announced that the person had been cleared, but it was too late for us to disembark, or they still hadn't gotten the message yet. In any case, we were going to spend the night on the ship. So our luggage was going to be returned to us. All the dining venues were going to be open. They had arranged entertainment for us. We had free pay-per-view movies in the room if we wanted to watch those. And then we stayed overnight. The only hassle for us was we had to reschedule our flights, but we got an extra cruise day, so it was great.
We did.
And the next morning we disembarked. However, I felt really sorry for the people who were waiting to embark on the cruise, who were being told and updated, I'm sure just as we were, that in a few hours you're going to be able to embark. Then it was a few hours longer. Then no, you're not going to be able to embark. Today you're going to have to come back and embark the next morning. And I felt really, really sorry for the Carnival staff who had to inform those people of that and also arrange for overnight stays for them because obviously they had to, people who didn't live nearby had to have some place to stay. And when we were in the buffet, I could almost hear the people in line going, hey, that's our food you're eating. We paid for that food. Seriously, it was not a good situation for those people.
But for us, it was not bad because the staff basically operated as if we were brand new passengers and it was the first day of a cruise. So we really actually had a really good time.
Yes.
The only thing is the ship didn't go anywhere.
No,
So,
but that didn't matter to us.
so we're about to get on the Majestic Princess in a few days, and afterwards we will update you on the COVID protocols, and we will also give you a review of the ship.
Yes, we're really looking forward to this trip. I would like to invite you, again, please subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing. It obligates you in no way. It just helps out the channel, and it notifies you when we post a new video, so you'll be among the first to know that. Also, we'd like to hear from you, so please leave comments below and let us know what topics you would like us to discuss, what you would like information about, and we will do our very best to provide that to you.
So meanwhile,
Until next time, happy cruising from
West
West Coast
Coast Cruisers.
Cruisers.